All right, so good day to everyone. This will be our first video discussion for the subject HRM 139 supply chain management, uh, particularly in the hospitality industry. So, um, without further ado, let's begin. I asked you guys to study modules number 2, 4, and 5 for our supposed Google Meet. But due to unfortunate events that happened in the past few weeks, medyo hindi tayo napayagan mag-Google Meet. So, ito na tayo sa video discussion and we'll begin. I'll try my best to be as brief as possible and let's begin with module number 2. So, introduction to supply chain management. So, with the term supply chain management, uh you have this supply, you have this word supply, and then you have this word na chain, diba? So if you put them together, it means um magkakakonect-konektang suppliers, parang ganun. Or magkakakonect-konektang supply. When we talk about supply chain, um it basically means from this diagram itself, it's the whole process from from gathering your resources, your raw materials, and then transferring it to the suppliers, and then from suppliers it will be transferred to the manufacturers, yung magpa-process ng raw materials na yon, and then it will be given to the distribution companies para i-distribute yon sa mga retailers natin, ang mga supermarkets, mga groceries, mga stores. And then, from there, it will go to the end consumers or yun tayo as the consumers, diba? So that is what we mean to say when we read the word supply chain. Uh, from the very beginning of the process, no? From the gathering of raw materials into processing it into your end product, and then your end product ma-distribute siya sa mga retailers natin, sa mga distributors, and then it will go to the last part of the chain, which is yung consumers. So yun yung pinag-uusapan natin when we say supply chain. And every product that we have right now in our lives undergo supply chain. From your cell phones na hawak ninyo, no? Meron naghanap ng raw materials para sa mga cellphones na hawak ninyo. And then merong mga manufacturing companies na ginawa ang cellphone ninyo, and merong mga delivery companies or distribution companies na nagkalat ng mga products na yan, mga cellphones ninyo, para doon makabili kayo sa mga stores, mga supermarket. Even in 7-Eleven, no, as the even with the simplest product from that store, siguro ang simplest product nila is yung kanilang mga hotdog sandwiches. Uh, yung hotdogs na yon, yung mga sausages nila nandun, meron ding naghanap ng raw materials to gather that raw materials to create those food items. And then merong company na nag-manufacture ng mga raw materials na yon, transforming it into a sausage or yung food item na nandun sa 7-Eleven. And then meron silang sariling distribution channels para ma-deliver yung mga products na yon sa mga iba't ibang branches. And then tayo, dun tayo makakabili ngayon sa sa mga branches na yon, tayo as end consumers. So lahat ng bagay na meron tayo sa ating buhay ay may kinalaman ng supply chain doon. Kasi connected siya lahat, no? Tulad nga ng sabi ko, from the gathering of raw materials to transforming the raw materials into a final product, And then from the manufacturing companies, it will be transferred to distribution companies or deliveries para mabigay yon sa mga retailers, sa mga supermarkets, sa mga groceries, sa mga stores para makapunta sa atin as the end line of the chain, which is us, the consumers. So what is supply chain management then? uh, Supply chain is the whole process itself. When we talk about supply chain management, it is the, of course, management of the supply chain. Dito nakapaloob kung paano natin ma-optimize ng maayos ang supply chain natin. How can we get the most out of our supply chain? How can we be optimal with the production of our items? Ano ang kailangan nating gawin? Planning, dito yan, tulad ng nakalagay dito sa ating definition, no? It includes supply planning, product planning, demand planning, sales and operations planning, and supply management. So lahat ng pwede niyong gawin in order for you to fully utilize the supply chain or in order for you to develop an optimal operation system para sa supply chain ninyo. Dito nakapaloob yun sa supply chain management. So what is the importance of SCM or supply chain management? Tulad na sabi natin, interconnected supply chain. The world can easily be viewed as one large supply chain. So ibig sabihin lahat ng mga produkto na or lahat ng mga businesses dito sa Philippines is in one way or another connected with the supply chain. For example, yung mga companies like JT Express, To Go, um, ano pa ba? Yung let's say Lala Move, Grab Express, they are part of supply chain. They may be a part of the distribution, 'di ba? So, may mga businesses sa Philippines or may mga businesses tayo sa ating country na in one way or another related sa supply chain natin or connected sa supply chain natin. Yung mga factories na nakikita ninyo, pag kayo ay bumabiyahe, no, makikita niyo may mga malalaking factories along the way. Those are part of the supply chain. More or less, they are part of the manufacturing side of the supply chain over here, or they are part of the production of raw materials, or yun nga, supplier of raw materials, pwede rin yun. Electric companies, di ba? They are part of the supply chain as well. Manufacturers sila ng electric energy. And so on and so forth. Marami. And since almost all businesses is connected with supply chain, it means that if you will manage your if you will manage your business well, or if your business is part of the supply chain and you will manage it well, malaki ang maiaambag mo for the development of the country or development of the economy. Kasi nga, everything is interconnected. Uh, Integrated and cooperative, and that's it for interconnected supply chain. Integrated and cooperative logistics. SCM is a necessity for the foundation of all societies. Effective supply chain meets the needs of both producers and consumers and takes an integrated approach towards management. If operations in multiple locations are cooperating and communicating, this may make supply chain much more efficient. So it's more or less connected dun sa unang part ng importance na diniscuss natin. If almost all businesses is interconnected as one supply chain, and if all of the all of those businesses will cooperate and communicate with one another, and then edi ibig sabihin mas magiging optimal ang pag-produce natin ng products natin, mas may utilize natin na maayos yung supply chain natin. So that is also one importance of supply chain management. Better supply chain includes better business. We have talked about this, di ba nga? If you're able to manage your supply chain well, if you're able to fully execute the optimal capacity of the business, mas making maganda talaga ang business mo, 'di ba? Syempre kasi since kung may utilize mo na maayos ang iyong resources, at mas magiging effective ka or efficient ka sa pag-produce. Halimbawa, your company is part of the manufacturing side of the supply chain, and you're able to fully utilize the capacity of your business. It means that you will create more products, 'di ba? More final products, which is of course kailangan nyo natin para sa mas magandang business natin. Components that are momentum, um, uh, this is related with the operations, yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, that if you're able to fully utilize the capacity or yung kakayahan ng kumpanya ninyo na mag-work, mag-create ka talaga kayo ng momentum, and a good momentum will lead to better business. So these four importance, they are iisa lang ang gusto na lang sabihin sa inyo. And the importance really of supply chain management is if you are able to manage the supply chain well, it will really be beneficial not just for your business but also for the growth of your country, or growth of economy. So, yun. Components that are very important as well as critical to the system. Or ito yung mga vital para para mas maigi tayo makapag-manage ng supply chain natin. Of course, first we have planning. When we talk about planning, um, you will, of course, you try to create strategies you try to create ideas that will be beneficial for the company. And if you will, of course, plan something, you should know what are your strengths, weakness, opportunities outside, and threats outside, or what we call SWOT, yung SWOT analysis natin. Before planning, kailangan talaga importante na ina-assess nyo muna kung ano yung resources ninyo, kung ano yung kakayahan ninyo as the company, or your strengths and weakness. And you will also assess those opportunities and threats, those outside your company, para malaman mo kung ano yung i-utilize mong strength, ano yung i-minimize mo na weakness, ano yung opportunity na hindi mo papalampasin, at ano yung threats na hanggat maaari ay maiiwasan natin. So, that is vital when we talk about planning. Information is also a vital part of management, of course. Um, Tulad ng sabi ko kanina, no, you have to assess first what are your strengths and weaknesses, kung ano yung mga kaya mong gawin, um, kung ano yung, yun nga, kung ano yung strengths and weakness ninyo, yung kontrolado ng company ninyo. And you're able to assess those if you have proper information. And information really is vital in every business. Kasi our world revolves around information exchange. So, hanggat meron kang information na available sa business mo and you're able to assess, to analyze properly the information, you're able to assess your standing, kung malakas ba ang business mo or kung mababa ba, and then you're able to plan ahead. Source also a vital part of the supply chain. Of course, no, if you are part of the supply chain, for example, you're part of the manufacturing, bago pa dumating sa yung, of course, paano ka gagawa ng final product mo kung wala ka namang suppliers ng raw materials, 'di ba? Same with distribution channels, paano ka makakapag-distribute ng final products kung wala ka namang supplier ng final products? Sa retailers natin, paano ka makakapagbenta ng mga produkto natin kung wala kang supplier ng final products? So the source of your business, the source of your raw materials, or the source of yung supply na kailangan niyo para makapagbenta is also very vital. Um, Tulad nga ng sabi ko, 'di ba? as part of the manufacturing as part of the manufacturing side of the supply chain, paano ka makakagawa ng end product mo or ng final product mo kung wala ka namang supply ng raw materials? Sa distribution naman, ano yung i-distribute mong produkto kung wala ka namang produkto na magagaling sa manufacturers natin? So the source of raw materials is really important when managing supply chain systems. Inventory production, this is nakapaloob na to sa sa processing or sa operations ng mga company natin. Of course, proper inventory or proper storage of your items, of your products is very much important para alam ninyo kung gaano karami ang pumapasok na produkto sa inyo at gaano karami rin ang lumalabas na produkto sa inyo. Again, this is also part of information. Inventory is important kasi ayun nga tulad ng sabi ko para malaman mo kung gaano karami ang in-stock ninyong end products, gaano karami ang lalabas na produkto sa inyo, at gaano karami ang tatanggapin niyong produkto from the first part or from other suppliers, diba? Production, part of the operations na yan, of course, vital iyan kasi the production system will be the one who will ito yung process mismo ng pag-transform ng raw materials into your end products. So, dito sa diagram na to, di ba? Raw materials and parts and then other resources with the correct information, it will all undergo a production system or yung operation natin, which will then produce final product as is. Location and transportation. Ayan. They are also vital with managing your supply chains. Why? Kasi of course, 'di ba? Hindi ka naman kung mayaman talaga ang business mo, no? You can have you can have all of the part of the supply chain in one place. You can have you can have a we can have your supply of raw materials from one side and then nasa isang side naman yung manufacture, nasa isang side naman yung distribution, and then deliver na lang. Pero it's not always the case. Since tulad nga ng sabi ko dito sa simula, no? Almost all businesses are included in the supply chain. So will if you will plan your supply chain and layo-layo, kumbaga halimbawa, for example lang naman, 'di ba? Ah, nasa Davao ang suppliers nyo ng raw materials, nasa Palawan ang manufacturers, nasa Cebu ang distribution, nasa Manila ang retailers, and Manila citizens ang consumers natin. So iisipin mo from Davao, dilipad yung raw materials doon sa Palawan. Tapos manufacturing in Palawan, lilipad yung mga end products sa Cebu for distribution. Napakamahal lang magiging cost for transportation. So, mahalaga na mapaplano nyo ahead of time or mapaplano nyo, masasama sa planning ninyo yung location ng mga pagmumulan ng supply chain ninyo. Kasi, importante na mabilis ang transportation natin. Kasi kung mabilis ang transportation, mabilis mapupunta sa consumers or yung end of the line ng chain, which is yung consumers, yung mga products. Hence, mas madali kayong makakabenta. At mas mababa pa ang cost kasi magkakalapit-lapit lang yung mga part ng supply chain ninyo. So location is also a very vital part of managing your supply chain. Return of goods, more on sa more on sa customer care service or yung yung customer service natin. And again, no, syempre we cannot really attest 100% that all of our products will be 100% perfect. There will always be products na magkakaroon ng faults, ng mga faulty products. And kung gano'n naman ang case, of course, we should have proper channels on how to proper channels uh, that will take care of those faulty products. So important din ang customer service natin kasi customer service is um, ito yung humaharap sa mga customers natin na tayo ang magdidikta kung ano ang magiging final perspective ng consumer doon sa company ninyo. Halimbawa, nakakuha kayo ng faulty product and then you try to contact customer service about that faulty product. Pero hindi maayos ang pakikisalamuha sa inyo ng customer service. How would you feel, 'di ba? Ano yung mararamdaman mo? Maramdaman mo na you are taken for granted, na maramdaman mo na hindi ka pinapakinggan ng company. And if that is the case, you will not be fully satisfied with the service given to you. And kung gano'n ang mangyayari, hindi magiging maganda ang image ng company mo. So, a proper channels for return of goods and a good customer service is very important as well in managing your supply chain. So ano ang importance ng supply chain management sa hotel industry? In our industry, hospitality, we are basically dealing with customers upfront. Tayo hindi kumbaga the one hotel, the hotel itself, it is the supply chain eh. Kumbaga, raw materials will come in, of course, yung mga stocks natin will come in the hotels, will come in the restaurants. But the whole transformation system of those raw materials is inside the hotel itself. Yung mga kitchen, yung mga yung mga housekeeping natin, sila yung manufacturing side eh. And then distribution, nasa hotel din, nasa restaurants din. Nandun yung mga food and beverage service natin. Nandyan yung mga housekeeping officers natin, housekeeping staff. Nandyan yung front office natin, and so on and so forth. Front office natin is part of the customer service. So if you will look closely in each hotels, in each hospitality industry, yung mga hotel, mga restaurants natin, we can be considered as one whole supply chain itself. So it's very much important that you will manage everything inside the hotel. Kasi fast-paced eh. Kumbaga lahat ng process ng supply chain nakapaloob sa isang lugar lang. So mabilis ang pag-transform ng raw materials, mabilis ang distribution, mas mabilis dadama or mapupunta sa mga end of the line ng chain natin, which is yung consumers. So it's very much important that you will manage supply chain well in our industry, in the hospitality industry. And of course, if maging maayos, if they will be satisfied with how you delivered your products, with how you delivered your service, maganda ang magiging feedback ng consumers, ng mga customers natin, ng mga guests. And kung maganda ang magiging feedback nila, mas magiging maganda ang business natin. So, yun. Basically, that's it, no? Yun lang naman talaga important dito sa, sa module na to. So, if you want to further read everything, you may do so. Pero, ang isasama ko dito for sure sa exams ay ito, yung components that are very important to the system, importance of supply chain management, and the definition of supply chain and SCM. So with that, we can now move forward with, um, this is not included. Dito na tayo sa module number 4. Let's start. Strategies for responding to supply chain challenges. Um, of course, same with other businesses or yun na nga itself, no? Tulad din talaga ng mga business natin. Supply chain is very much prone to problems. In each component of the supply chain, halimbawa, sa manufacturing side ng supply chain natin, there might be an incident na mahihirapan mag-produce or hindi ma-meet yung quota na production. That is a huge problem for the supply chain. Another example, yung distribution natin, there might be delays on the distribution or delivery of our products to retailers. Might be the cause of natural calamities, might be the cause of traffic, or might be the cause of unfortunate accidents. So there are many for unforeseen challenges when we talk about supply chain, and we have to have proper responses kung ano yung pwede nating gawin when those challenges occur. Okay, so one of the challenges that might occur is customer service. Baka mamaya yung mga tao na nasa customer service natin, tulad ng sabi ko kanina, diba, sa return of goods. Baka mamaya yung humaharap sa mga customers natin, sa mga guests natin, ay hindi naman pala ganun kabait or hindi ganun kabihasa to give quality customer service. And if that is the case, tulad na sabi ko, di ba? Customer service ang isa sa vital since sila ang huling magdidikta kung ano ang maging feedback ng customer sa atin. So, it is really important that you instill to your employees or you instill values doon sa iyong company na maganda dapat pakitunguhan ang mga customers natin since they are our primary source of income. Next, costing. Sa costing natin, of course, kailangan efficient tayo sa pagplano ng costing natin. So you have to have diba? The best solution to this issue would be improving the cost control by executing the plans efficiently through constant monitoring. You have to kaya lang naman madalas nagkakaroon ng issues sa costing kasi kasi may mga nangyayaring discrepancies, may mga nangyayaring errors. Halimbawa, sa manufacturing side natin, biglang magkaroon ng aksidente doon sa machines or biglang magkaroon ng faulty machines. Or baka mamaya biglang magkaroon ng hindi na motivate na maayos yung mga empleyado kaya hindi na sila ganoon kaganda magbigay ng output sa trabaho. Therefore, reducing their time in manufacturing final products, and if they will take too much time to produce their quota, mas lalaki yung cost natin. So you have to have constant monitoring. Syempre, in every business naman, in every large business naman, palagi naman yan, kinokontrol natin yung cost. Ang mahalaga lang dyan is we constantly monitor what's happening inside the company para alam ninyo that everything is still working efficiently and effective as much as possible. Risk management, this is a problem as well. To be honest with you, in the past few days, we in the academic council here in St. Jude underwent risk management planning or risk planning, diba? So, it is important that as early as now, you have plans or you have things to do when situation arises. Halimbawa, magkaroon ng natural calamities. Alam mo ngayon kung ano ang gagawin mo. Bawa magkaroon ng economic decline sa Philippines. Alam mo kung ano ang gagawin mo. So you have to have plans ahead on how to properly mitigate risk or how to properly manage your business whenever this particular risk occurs. So important yon that you plan ahead those possible risks na pwede mangyari para bago pa bago pa mangyari yung risk na yon, alam mo na kung anong gagawin mo. Hindi yung pag dumating yung risk na yon, saka ka lang gagalaw. Supplier relationship is important, no? Syempre. There might be problems when it comes to supplier. For example, hindi maganda ang deals na nagagawa ninyo with your suppliers. It means that you will really not be that effective when producing your end product or when doing your service, diba? So, dapat maganda ang pakikitungo mo sa suppliers mo kasi sila ang magbibigay sa'yo ng raw materials. Sila ang magbibigay sa inyo ng mga gagamitin ninyo para mas maging effective kayo or para magawa ninyo yung trabaho ninyo, di ba? Para magawa ninyo yung business. Since sila ang magbibigay sa inyo ng raw materials. So, it's important that you have good relationship with your suppliers. Qualified personnel over the years. Of course, it is good for businesses na meron kayong mga mapagkakatiwalaan sa business niyo. Mahirap na kung panay ang or kung mataas ang turnover rate ng business niyo. It means that there is something wrong with with how you manage your business. Kung mapapansin niyo na biglang dumami ang magre-resign, biglang um, yun nga, biglang dumami ang magre-resign, panay ang hanap ninyo ng bagong mga empleyado, there might be something wrong with how you manage your business. Kasi walang nagsistay. So, ganito kasi yun eh. Kung palagi nilang mabago ang mga empleyado ninyo, babagal ang usad ng operations. Kasi of course, you have to train the employee, you have to be patient with the employee, you have to give time to the trainees na nag-a-adapt pa with the new workplace environment. It will usually take months before your new employees will be comfortable with the working environment within your company. So maganda na ngayon pa lang is ngayon pa lang pinapahalagahan nyo na yung mga personnel ninyo. You have to have good relationship as well, not just with your suppliers, but also with the employees that you are working with. Kasi tatandaan ninyo, hindi lang customers ang source ng income ninyo. Ang source ng income ninyo are your employees, since they are the one working for you. Sila ang nagtatrabaho para sa inyo. Or tayo, as the employees, are working for our bosses, 'di ba? So dapat tayo pinapahalagahan din tayo ng mga boss natin kasi nga tayo ang nagbibigay sa kanila ng pera. Unforeseen delays. Um, Madalas na mangyari to, 'di ba? Sa distribution channels ng mga business, there might be um, traffic with the roads, or baka mamaya may unfortunate accidents na nangyayari. So, pag ganon, you have to be prepared na okay, madadelay ang delivery ng products na ito. Dapat meron kayo mga nakahanda na backup or yung tinatawag natin na mga buffer stocks na nakalagay dito. Dapat handa kayo na if ever man magkaroon ng unforeseen delays sa production, dapat handa kayo na meron kayong mga ready na maibibigay na para tuloy-tuloy yung operation ng supply chain natin. Fast changing market, also a problem, of course. Paiba-iba ang dikta ng market natin. For example, an example kung gaano kaiba-iba talaga ang fast changing market is this popular meme that is circling around social media, 'di ba? We have noong 2020 nauso ang Dalgona coffee, and then 2021 nauso yung air fryers, nauso yung yun nga, yung mga air fryer, and now mataas ang demand sa gamot. So, the market really is fast changing. And ang solution lang talaga na may bibigay natin dito is the way we adapt to change. Nasa sa atin kasi as businessmen, as employees, as business owners, nasa sa atin kung paano tayo mag-a-adapt sa challenges natin. Hindi lang, sige, magbigay tayo ng example sa real life, di ba? Um, we have to know how to adapt to the hardships that life brings us, 'di ba? Halimbawa, may binato sa atin na problema ang buhay natin. Nasa sa atin kung paano natin i-handle yung problema na yon. Are we going to handle it with proper solutions, with proper care, or are we going um, to just wait around the corner and wait for it to dissolve, to dissipate? Parang hayaan na lang natin, problema na yan, nandiyan na yan, hayaan na lang natin. Or are you going to take action with the problem, 'di ba? Nasa sa atin 'yon, how we adapt. And ganoon din sa business, 'di ba? Fast changing market, change really is inevitable. So the way we adapt to change is the solution. And I cannot really give you one definite answer on how to adapt to change, 'di ba? Kasi depende yan sa change na nangyayari. Um, ang maibibigay ko lang na payo siguro sa inyo is pag may change man na nangyari sa market natin and meron ko yung ginawang solution for that change pero hindi siya naging effective, accept it, 'di ba? Parang yun na yung parang pinakapaya ko sa inyo. Accept what happens in your business. Accept what happens, sige, in life as well. Accept it na hindi palaging maaayon sa gusto natin yung mangyayari. There will always come a time that we have to face problems, that we have to face hardships in life, because hardships and those problems will really define us as person, as people, and will really define us as business owners. The way we the way we accept what's happening with the business or in our lives. So mas maganda na we will learn to accept that um not everything will go really our way. And we have, instead of sulking around, instead of just letting our emotions get the better of us, we have to, yun nga, diba? We have to accept na nangyayari ito. And instead of, yun nga, instead na hahayaan natin lamunin tayo ng problema, we have to learn from those mistakes. And from those lessons that we will learn from mistakes, mas alam na natin ngayon kung paano makakapag-adapt sa change. So, that is basically it when it comes to this module. Challenges in the supply chain in the hotel industry. Mainly nakapaloob yan sa yung challenges ng supply chain talaga sa hospitality natin, sa hospitality industry, is the supplier ng raw materials natin. Since sabi ko nga sa inyo, in hospitality industry, in hotels, in restaurants, the whole establishment itself is the whole supply chain. Manufacturing, distribution, and retailers, nasa iisang establishment lang siya. Ang factor lang talaga na wala or na hindi masyadong kontrolado ng establishment na yon is yung supplies natin. So mainly yung challenges na-experience ng mga hotel ng hospitality industry is when it comes to supplies. Material cost, like this, material ordering cost, yung purchase orders natin, it's also a challenge. Identifying the amount of stocks that we have to buy for our establishments, problema din yun, challenge natin yun. And yung inventory holding cost or yung storage ninyo, is your storage capable enough to store this amount of inventory or this amount of stocks? Gaano kadaming stocks lang ba ang capacity ng inventory natin? Kasi nakasalalay sa inventory natin kung gaano karaming final product ang mabibigay natin sa ating mga consumers. So that's it with module number 4. Mainly ang pag-uusapan or ang makikita ninyo sa exam is this: challenges in supply chain in hotel industry. Also this one, yung mga challenges na ito, yung fast changing markets, unforeseen delays. Basically ito, yung from quality service, quality customer service hanggang dito sa number 7, and also yung challenges ng supply chain sa industry natin. So that's it with module number 4. Lastly, we have here module number 5. And module number 5 is yung trends ng supply chain management. We'll now start with this. Module number 5, supply chain management trends. As parehas lang din with the other businesses, 'di ba? We have trends in the hospitality industry. We have trends in gadgets, in the gadget industry, in the technology industry. We have trends in clothing. We have trends in many industries. Meron ding trends sa supply chain management o yung mga nauuso na gawain here in the supply chain management. So if you will read this module, you can sum up those trends into categories. First, we have technological trends such as supply chain digitization. Sorry, nakakabulol siya. We also have here supply chain solutions will continue to move to the cloud, also part of technology. We have ano pa ba? Technology, artificial intelligence and machine learning, robotics and automation in logistics. Ayan, mga technology yan. So, almost out of 1, 2, 3, we have a total of 9 trends here. And out of those 9 trends, actually itong emphasis on security is also related with technology. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have 5 trends here under the category of technology. This just shows how efficient and effective technology is when it comes to supply chain. Supply chain digitization, ibig sabihin lahat ng information natin, it will come directly from technologies such as applications, such as softwares, mga monitoring applications, mga software na nagde-deliver ng information, yung data na kailangan natin, instead of storing it in the traditional pen and paper way, we now store it in our laptops, in our computers, with the use of technology. So, since sinabi natin before sa module number 2 that information is also a vital part of the supply chain management, digitization of those information means that information now is madali lang makuha. Hindi tulad, imagine, no, if you will still have pen and paper when it comes to recording information about your business, mahirap ma-identify kung saan magkakamali in case there's a challenge or in case there are concerns. Mas mahirap hanapin ngayon kung saan nagkamali yung business ninyo. So mas matagal. And kung mas matagal, magkakaroon ng delay. Kung magkakaroon ng delay, mas mataas ang cost. So with the use of technology, since mas madali na lang ngayon makuha yung information, mas mabilis natin ngayon matutugunan. Mas mabilis natin matutugunan ngayon yung challenges na makukuha natin dun sa supply chain. Supply chain solutions will continue to move to the cloud. Tulad na nasabi ko rin, all of the information is now available, not just in technologies such as applications, such as softwares, but also available in the cloud, sa internet. Tulad ng ginagawa natin ngayon, di ba? We are fully utilizing the internet in order for us to communicate, in order for us to have these classes. We use the internet. Same with supply chain. Whenever problem arises, solutions will primarily be targeted doon sa cloud or doon sa internet natin. Mas madali kasi makuha yung information, mas madali kayo makakapag-plan ng mas focused ngayon sa technology or mas focused ngayon sa internet yung mga gagawin ninyong plano in case problem arise. Ano pa ba yung sa technology dito? Technology, AI, and machine learning. Ginagawa or makikita nyo na to sa ibang mga manufacturers dito sa Philippines. They are now using machines instead of people sa pagtrabaho, sa pag-transform ng raw materials into end products. Kasi machines, high risk siya, ay high cost, very very high cost at the start of the execution. Pero along the way, um, high investment siya, very very high investment, pero high reward din siya kasi mas efficient siya nakakapagtrabaho. Kasi less to human mistakes, less to mas malalesen yung human factor ng production, which is us humans being imperfect. So machines are efficient when producing your end products. Therefore, of course, increasing your revenue gains. Same with robotics and automation in logistics. Parang dun lang din yun, sinasabi ko kayo na sa machine learning. Marami na ngayong mga bansa ang nagde-develop ng mga robots, nagde-develop sila ng mga automated machines para makatulong sa manufacturing, makatulong sa inventory, makatulong sa warehouse management, and so on and so forth. So with the advancement of technology, no, medyo nakakatakot kasi yung mga trabaho na alam natin ngayon in after a thorough development of robotics and automation or automated machines, mawawalan na ng trabaho tayo. So medyo nakakatakot siya, no? Pero with proper management, kaya natin mag-adapt with this change, especially us, part of the hospitality and restaurant industry. Kung mapapansin ninyo, meron ng mga food establishments na naglalagay ng mga self-ordering kiosk, mga machines na hindi na kailangan ng tao para mag-assist sa iyo. You can easily order through those self-ordering kiosks and then get your orders from the distribution channel. So, yun. Technology really is a huge, huge part of the latest trends in supply chain management. Not just in information dissemination or yung supply chain digitation and Solutions will continue to move to the cloud. Technology is also used in the production of goods, such as yung machines, robots, and automated machines. So, yun, technology really is a huge part of the supply chain trends. Other trends here nakalagay, omnichannel supply chains become the norm. Kung mapapansin ninyo nowadays, hindi na tayo yung chain tulad na nakita nyo kanina na iisa lang ang daan niya from raw materials to manufacturers to distribution to retailers or supermarkets to us consumers. Ngayon, omni-channel na. Ibig sabihin, um, tulad dito sa diagram na to, actually ito yung pinakamadaling diagram para magets ninyo yung sinasabi ng omni-channel supply chain. From suppliers, it will come to manufacturers, and then manufacturers, i-manufacture nila yung products. It will go to warehouses wherein final products are stored. So from warehouses, from storage companies like this, pwede silang directly na magkaroon ng online sales, directly mapupunta sa end users natin or sa consumers. From warehouse, they can also distribute the products to local distributors to to proper distribution channels such as JT Express, yun nga, yung mga Lala Move, yung ano pa bang mga distribution companies to go and everything else, FedEx, mga ganyan. And then it will go directly to stores, to retailers, to supermarkets, to our end consumers. From warehouse, they can also ship it to other international channels, but first they have to ship it first to proper distribution channels such as yung shipping agents natin. And then sila yung magdadala na sa international distributors, and then stores, and then end users. So there are hindi na linear, hindi na iisang daan lang ang supply chain natin. Kumbaga, kalat-kalat na siya. And it's becoming a norm nowadays na, 'di ba? So it means na we are adapting to the changes in the supply chain. Na ngayon, yung mga end users natin, pwede na lang makuha yung mga products na gusto nila makuha from warehouses. An example of this as well is yung mga nakikita ninyo na shoe sale, yung mga biglaan nagkakaroon ng sales ng mga sapatos. Sinasabi nila na warehouse sale. So, it means that though that store na nag-warehouse sale, they are not really a distributor. Hindi sila yung final store. Warehouse sila. So, ibig sabihin, kaya mas mura yung mga nakukuha ninyong sapatos doon sa mga warehouses kasi hindi na dumaan sa local distributor, hindi na dumaan sa store. Kumbaga, hindi na nagkaroon ng additional cost. Hindi na gumastos yung warehouse na para ma-distribute lang yung mga product. Kasi pumunta ka na directly sa kanila with the use of online sales. So, yun, no? Nagkakaroon ng mga advantage, nagkakaroon ng disadvantages. Pero, ang maganda rito is, nag-adapt na talaga yung supply chain trends natin. Sustainability is becoming essential. Parang may narinig kasi akong balita na in a span of maybe 3 to 5 years, plastic will be obsolete. Wala nang plastic. Ngayon pa lang may mga companies na nagde-develop ng mga products para maging obsolete na yung plastic at magkaroon tayo ng eco-friendly na packages. So isa 'yun sa mga trends ngayon. Actually meron nga mga tao na mas pinipili nilang bumili sa mga stores na eco-friendly ang kanilang mga materials na ginagamit. Compared with just using harmful materials for the environment such as yung mga plastics, such as yung mga styrofoams, mga ganyan. So, ayan, nagiging trend talaga yung mga yung pagiging sustainability natin. And actually, you can also make this as part of your marketing strategy, 'di ba? Um, Advertising to your consumers that you are a sustainable company is a huge factor for the market. Lalo na dun sa mga market, sa mga tao na mas pinipili yung mga sustainable companies. Growth in circular supply chain. So hindi lang omni-channel ang pinipili natin dito, but also circular supply chains. Isipin niyo no, chain na nga eh. Paano magiging circular siya? So, it means that from us and consumers, meron pa pala tayong pwede ring ibahagi sa next in line na supply chain. Halimbawa, ang ating mga waste, yung mga plastics natin, we can give it to recycling companies. They can recycle those wastes and produce a new product from it. So, nagkakaroon ng paikot-ikot. Raw materials will now come from us, the end part of the chain, which is the consumers. Yung raw materials sa atin manggagaling, and then it will go to recycling companies, and recycling companies will create something out of our wastes. So, yun. And with this, it will also help reduce pollution in the environment, which in turn also helps in this sustainability. So that is also one huge part of the trends, aside from technology being sustainable. And agile supply chain, ibig sabihin lang niyan is being flexible with with what's happening with our market. Tulad ng sabi natin kanina, our market is changing, ever changing. Change is really inevitable in the market. So you have to be flexible. You have to know how to adapt properly dun sa changes na nangyayari sa supply chain natin. And you can adapt to those changes with the use of technology, with the use of proper networks in your business. Uh, and lastly, we have emphasis on security. Um, Tulad ng sabi ko kanina din, 'di ba? Information is really vital nowadays. So, pag magkakaroon ng leak ng information, malaki ang possible loss nito. So, you have to increase your security with the use of cloud-based technology, with the use of, well, technology itself, para mas ma-enhance pa yung security ng ninyo, not just in not just security for information, but also security for the welfare of your employees. And you can do so with the use of technology. For example, meron na mga companies ngayon na ang ginagamit nilang login is yung biometrics or yung thumbprints. Meron naman yung mga ID na may ini-scan na lang, tinatap yon somewhere, and it means that you are an employee. The lock will recognize you as an employee of the company so that you can go in. So yun, mga different technologies that can be used in order for you to enhance more your security. And that's it for this final module for prelim. Ang kasama sa exams dito is all of this for module number 5. So, yun lang ang ating pag-uusapan. I hope kahit papano meron kayo natutunan sa video discussion na ito. And I wish you guys all good luck sa inyong paparating na prelim exams, not just in my subject, but for all of your enrolled subject. So, with that being said, goodbye everyone, stay safe, and mag-iingat kayo palagi. Bye-bye!